Hello and welcome to Arnie's Short Stories. I hope you enjoy this story. I'm going to try and upload a new story each day. The Poison Pen. Holly Arnold stepped into the grand hall of the annual Writers' Guild conference, her boots clicking against the polished marble floor. The air buzzed with the chatter of authors, critics, and publishers, all gathered under the glittering chandeliers of the city's most prestigious hotel. At 25, Holly was the youngest detective in her precinct, a fact that drew skeptical glances from some of her colleagues, but her sharp mind and relentless curiosity had already begun to carve out a reputation. She wasn't here to admire the literary elite, though. A critic had been found dead in his hotel room, and a whisper swelling through the crowd hinted at something far more sinister than a heart attack. The scene of the crime. The elevator ride to the 5th floor was silent, save for the soft hum of machinery. Holly's thoughts raced. Reginald Thorpe, she mused, picturing the man whose name had dominated the literary world with equal parts reverence and dread. Known for his razor-sharp reviews, Thorpe could make a career with a single glowing sentence or shatter one with a well-placed barb. When the door slid open, she strode down the hall to room 512, where a uniformed officer stood guard. Inside, the scene was grimly poetic. Reginald Thorpe lay slumped over his desk, his silver hair splayed across an open notebook, a fountain pen still clutched in his stiffening fingers. The room smelled faintly of ink and something acrid, something wrong. Holly's eyes darted to the letter on the desk, its creamy paper pristine, marred by visible words. She tilted her head, squinting. Nothing. No scribbles, no stains. Just an empty page mocking her with its silence. The cause of death, she asked the coroner, a wiry man named Dr. Ellis. The poison, most likely, he replied. No obvious wounds, but his pupils are dilated, and there's a bluish tint to his lips. We'll need the tox screen to confirm. Holly nodded. Then this, found it right there, Dr. Ellis said. No fingerprints yet, but we're still dusting. She slipped on a pair of gloves and lifted the letter to the window. Still nothing. A memory flickered her academy instructor droning on about invisible inks, how spies and pranksters alike use lemon juice or milk, revealed only by heat or chemicals. Carefully, she bagged the letter and handed it to an officer. Get this to the lab test for invisible ink, anything unusual. Back at the precinct, Holly paced the lab, her arms crossed as Jerry, the technician, worked his magic. The letter sat under a UV lamp, then a heat lamp, and finally a chemical spray. Jerry adjusted his glasses and leaned in. Well, I'll be damned. It's lemon juice ink, all right, but there's something else mixed in, a toxin, lethal when vaporized. My guess, he heated the paper to read it, and the gas got him. So Thorpe tries to uncover the message, then it kills him instead. She peered at the letter, now faintly revealing elegant, looping script. The truth cuts deeper than your pen. Cryptic, menacing, and useless without context. The who sent this, no prints on the paper. The envelope's clean too, but it's postmarked locally. The handwriting was meticulous, almost calligraphic, but there was no return address. A dead end for now. Thanks, Jerry. Keep digging. The conference hall buzzed with nervous energy when Holly returned. Thorpe's death had spread like wildfire, and every whispered conversation seemed to carry a hint of fear or relief. She needed suspects, and Thorpe's reputation gave her plenty to work with. His reviews were infamous. He'd ruined more than a few dreams with his poison pen. First up, Victor Lang, a literary agent with a fedora perched jauntily on his head. Holly spotted him schmoozing with a group of authors, his voice booming over the crowd. She approached, flashing her badge. Detective Arnold, your name? Lang blinked. Victor Lang, literary agent. What's this about? Did you know Reginald Thorpe? Who didn't? Man was a legend, and a bastard. Tore into one of my clients' books last month. His sales tanked. Holly watched his eyes. Lang shifted, adjusting his hat. I send letters all the time, none to Thorpe, though, not in months. Anyone else who might have wanted him gone, take your pick. Half this room hated him. Holly thanked him and moved on. Next, she tracked down Dr. Emily Carter, the author of the book Thorpe had savaged. A former chemist turned novelist, Carter carried herself with a quiet confidence that bordered on aloofness. Dr. Carter, Holly began. Thorpe's review of your book wasn't kind, Carter shrugged. It's some, but I've got thicker skin than most. Besides, I teach chemistry at the university. The writing's a side gig? Holly asked, keeping her tone casual. Carter's eyebrow arched. Sure, we use them in labs sometimes, but why? Just curious? Did you send Thorpe a letter? No. No point in engaging with him, Holly nodded. Carter's calm felt too practiced, like a mask hiding something jagged beneath. A twist in the tale. Back in Thorpe's room, Holly rifled through his notebook. Pages of scathing notes, authors he'd praised, others he'd destroyed. Then a bombshell: Carter plagiarism evidence, meeting tomorrow. So Thorpe had dirt on her. Serious dirt. But if he was planning to confront her, why the letter? She checked the hotel's mail log. Thorpe had received 2 letters that day, one anonymous, the poisoned one, and another from Carter, arranging the meeting. Holly's pulse quickened. 2 letters. 2 senders? Or one cleverly disguised? She took the poisoned letter's envelope to a graphologist, who compared it to samples from Lang and Carter. The verdict: Lang's handwriting matched. Holly stormed back to the conference. Mr. Lang, she said. You lied. You sent that letter. Lang paled. Okay, yes, I sent it, but it was a joke. Invisible ink, lemon juice. Thorpe loved theatrics. I didn't poison it. Who knew about it? It's just my assistant, Peter Graves. He's been with me forever. Holly found Peter Graves in a corner, hunched over a stack of schedules. Thin, unassuming, with wire-rimmed glasses, he barely looked up as she approached. Mr. Graves, did you know about Lang's letter to Thorpe? Yeah, he thought it'd be funny. Did you see it before it was sent? No, he said. Did Victor handle it? You studied chemistry? Holly leaned in. Know anything about poisons? A little. College stuff. What's this about? Thorpe rejected your manuscript once, didn't he? Years ago. Doesn't matter now. With a warrant, Holly searched Graves' room and struck gold a vial of the same toxin found in the ink. She confronted him, holding it up. I cared to explain. Fine, I did it. Thorpe trashed my book, said I'd never amount to anything. I couldn't take it. When Victor made that letter, I saw my chance. Swap the ink with something deadly. I figured it'd point to him, or confuse things. You read your own ending, Peter. Later, in her cramped office, Holly stared at the closed case file. The poisoned pen, a metaphor turned murder weapon. She'd always loved stories, had even dreamed of writing her own before the badge cult. Now she saw the irony. Life was a messer tale than any novel, its characters driven by raw, unscripted passions. Thorpe's death wasn't grand or literary, it was petty, personal, tragic. Still, she'd read between the lines and found the truth. For a detective, that was the only ending that mattered. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please don't forget to like, and even better, like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I hope you have had or have a great day.